Hi Intune friends, in today's video we're going to look at Dell drivers update and BIOS update by using a really cool tool called Dell Command Update. That's a really good tool. So first we're going to download it, then we're going to script install it, and then we're going to do some configuration, and then we're going to update our script with those configurations so that if we deploy it on all our Dell machines, they all get the same settings. And in the end, we're going to Intune package it. If you're not using Intune, you can still follow along this video. It's just the last steps. If you're using SCCM or another tool, you probably already know how to package it. But to create the actual install files, we're going to do it in a PowerShell script. So let's get started with that. So to download it, there are two ways. I'm going to show both ways. So we can start with by just download Dell Command Update. At the current time of this video, the version is 5.3, but that's probably going to stay. Switch to France. No, please stay in the US. I accept everything. So here's the latest 5.3. Maybe it's 6 or 7 when you look this video. Hopefully it works more or less the same. So anyway, we want to download it. So let's see, where do we have it? Here. So we want to download with the Update Windows Universal application, not the classic. So let's download that. We need to click one more time here. 27 megabyte. So that's one way to download. Pretty easy. So I'm going to go see if it's not empty. Usually I like to empty this one before, but okay, it's a bit dirty. Let's cut this one and let's create a folder that we usually do. So under _gbn I have Intune packages, so we can already now create a folder. I press F2. I don't press F2, I press Shift Control N, and there we call it Dell Command Update version 5.3 x64. Excellent name, like it. Then not really needed, but let's create a new folder here. Folder. Let's call it source. That's going to help us for Intune. If you don't package for Intune, you can copy it directly here. So in the source, I just do Control V if we still have the file. Yep. We're actually not going to use this file. We're going to use a file in this file. It's MSI file. Okay, so I said there was another way to download it. Actually, my preferred way, it's to using WinGet. I have a lot of videos about WinGet. So if we start terminal or CMD, I'll start terminal. Don't have to be admin, but for some reason I always started as admin in case we need it later to install something. And here, if we just do WinGet download, we can download the file from WinGet instead. But how do we know the ID and everything? Well, we can do WinGet search --ID, not underscore, --ID. Let's call it Dell dot. That's usually what they start with. So it's going to be 4 product if I remember right, or maybe they increased. Yep, 4. We want this Dell Command Update Universal 5.3, perfect. At this time of recording, you probably have a newer version. So I'll just copy this ID, because to download, we're going to do WinGet download, then --ID. Which ID? Well, I pasted in. It's Dell Command Update.universal. And then I think it's -D for download location. If you just hit enter here, that's fine. It's going to arrive in my normal browser download. But I actually want it in my package. So I'll put it under GBN. For right now, I don't remember. Oh, maybe I can tab it. I can't. Okay, so I just put it on GBN. Oh, I have it up here. It's _GBN. So John Brint's Network, that's what that stands for. Well, since we have, I should be able to tab. Yeah, Intune packages. Let's put it one higher up. We already downloaded, so I'll put it here. So if we hit enter now, it should extract and download it from WinGet repository. Yep, it had been downloaded. So if we look here, we got it. It even put the extra file, a YAML file. Okay, nice. We don't need that. Can just look what that says. Nothing important. Add some extra information. Pretty nice. I usually don't look at this one, but the first information here, short description and everything, why not? So that's come from WinGet. That one we don't need. Okay, so again, this file, 27 megabyte, should be exactly the same as this one. It is. So I delete these two files. We don't need them. We already downloaded from web page. So two ways to download the Dell Command Update. So I said we don't really want to use this file. I prefer the MSI file in it. Perfect. We can go into this folder and actually extract it. So I go back to the C, and I'm in PowerShell, so I could put the set location also. Set location, C / root, no, not root, GBN, Intune packages, then it's Dell Command Update, and then source. So a bit messy, I do a clear host or a CLS, both could work, and then I do a dir. So we have our file here. If we want to extract that, we can do, because I'm in PowerShell, I must do dot /, luckily that one corrected for me, not Unix or Linux, this is Windows, /, not /. Then we need to extract the MSI, and I don't remember the exact command. Luckily it exists here, so we can go google.com, extract Dell Command Update MSI. There, we are not the only one. Let's start with the first one here. No thanks. So we actually don't go with this one. Let's see, I think there's a better one. This one is better. That's the one I wanted. So this one is a bit old, 3.1, we are 5.2. Still works though, so I'll just copy this part here, and we're going to modify it a bit. I'm going to explain it a bit better. So I paste in whatever I stole from that web page. You have to put / pass-through, and then you send the /x for extraction. Then for /b for some reason, where do we want this? So we can put it again on our path. I'll put it on my GBN _. Well, I'm going to do the full thing, then I don't need to... oh, I can tab here. Okay, you know what? I'll just do it Intune packages and / I'd write it instead. Dell Command Update. Let's hope I don't do any typos. x64 / source. So the same path up here, I could have copied it in. Okay, let's see if it, let this one, I think it's going to do a sort of installation. Yep, so here you see extracting. This is the MSI file we want. You don't have to extract, you can install with this one. Are you sure you want to uninstall this product? Well, I don't have it installed. I'll just say no. It doesn't matter what you really say there. Now we have the Dell Command Update MSI, 22 megabyte. That's actually the one we want. I'm gonna delete the exe file. Okay, so this is the one we want. Now we need to use this one to install. Date modify 26. That makes probably sense. I'm just gonna verify if we see some version number on this one. Hasn't been out so long. I'm recording this in July. I thought this one was a bit newer. 5.3 been out for a while. Okay, we're gonna see it anyway when we install. So now it's maybe time to start our script. So let's start the PowerShell ISE. Same there, don't have to be admin, but I'm gonna start it as admin. So now we are creating the actual install script, so we don't have to do next, and click, and all that. So I like to do some comments. So first what it is, well, it's install Dell Command, and it actually have this pipe command update and 5.3 in this case. Author, well, that's me, and just put date, and today is 4th of July. Congratulations all US people out there. And so first, let's see, we need to run the MSI file, but how can we find the MSI file? Because when it's going to download, so now this is more for Intune, but it's actually worked for everything. For SCCM is the same. You have CCM cache and all that. But let's see, I think it's called IME or something, IME cache. So here the package get downloaded. So the path to the file, I probably don't have permission to go in here. It's going to ask. Anyhow, it's going to be something around here where the path is. So we can't say in the script like, hey, look under C Windows IME and let's guess that the package ID is going to be this or like. So what we're going to do is tell the script that wherever the script run from, find the file in the same directory. So that means if we put, bit bad explain, hold on, we're going to get there. So if we copy our script here to install, we just have to say the script to find Dell Command update. Don't look for the full path, just look where the script itself is located and the file, the MSI, is in the same. Now we don't have the script here, we're about to create it. So we don't have to know the path. So if the script is in here, it's going to take this as the path for the script and say, hey, it's the same path for the MSI. So to do that, we need a script root. So I'm going to declare a script root. And that one, I always forget how to do that one. So I very often go to ChatGPT and ask for that one. Please create a PowerShell variable for a script root using my I think it's 2N, in my invocation and something with path. Let's see, when I see it I recognize it, and all these scripts will be in my description of the video. No, I think that's actually what I want. It's not exactly what I usually use, but I think it's the same. We'll take this one and see if it works. So I'm just copying this one, and I like to make it a bit more mine. So instead of script root, I just added GBN before. My invocation has to stay the same. Oh, it was only N, one N in invocation. For some reason I thought it was 2. Let's see if that one works. So whenever we put this variable, it's going to put the path where the files are. So in this case, it's going to be this path. But in your case, it's not going to be that one probably. And when it runs from Intune or SCCM or any other, it's definitely not going to be this place. But this variable take care of that. Then we need some more stuff for the installer variable. We can call one variable, always start with $. We can call, I call it gbn install file. So which file are we going to install? Well, I know at least it's going to be in this path here, who is stored in this variable, / the name of the file. So I'm just going to do an F2, do a fake rename, Control A, Control C. Now I have the name of this one, and just paste it here. For some reason it doesn't like unexpected token. I like this. We can put the double quotation, then I think it's going to remove the error also. So that's the file we're going to run, but we have a command also, or we have some switches for the MSI. So if we double click on this one and install, well, then it's going to ask for next, and everything, and we don't want that. So we want to run it silent. So if we start here and look at MSI-exec, which is the installer for all MSI files, and do a /?, we see here that we can make it silent by either do quiet, but we can also do /q, and then we can do n for new UI. I prefer that. B basic, then you're still going to see the wizard. So we definitely want the qn. And we don't want any restart. We might want some logging. So let's do that. So we go back to the script, and we can call another variable, gbn install parameters. Is that a good name? I don't know. And we do double quotation there. So we do the /q for quiet, n for new UI. We do /l for what? For the log. Where should we? You don't have to have a log. I love to have a log. I always put in program data gbn logs, and we can call this one the log itself. Install, missing an S, right? Install Dell Command update 5.3x64.log. And we also want the no restart. The only problem with this is that this folder might not exist. And if it doesn't exist, the whole command is going to fail. So if you take a folder that you know already exists, you maybe don't have to do it. So I'm going to verify here. Verify that log folder exists. And how do we do that? Well, we can do an if. So an if statement, if everything is true here between the two brackets, then it's going to do, parentheses, then it's going to do what is between here. So what we're going to do is, between here, we're going to check, does this folder exist? If it doesn't, create it here. Then we know it is. If, and then we have to do not. So negative is this one, exclamation mark, and then we do another one. If this is not true, test the path. So we're going to check if this path exists. So if this doesn't exist, then we know this one doesn't exist. Then we want to create it. Then we can do a new item. What item type I think we need to say. And the item type is directory, I think it is. And what is the one we're going to create? It's this one. Let's see if that is the case. We can run only this part of the code. So we can try from here. If we do cd c program data gbn logs, probably it says it can't find it. But if we run this code, so I select line 5 to 9 and click on this one here, you can press F8 also. Now it's not going to run the whole script, just what I have marked. So now it have created this log. So if I just type arrow up here and run, look, now I can get in here. So this script secures that this folder exists. So a lot of job just to get our log folder. Okay, now we have all the parameters, but we haven't run this yet. So we can do something, PowerShell command called start process. And I think it's a file path. So what should we run? Well, we want to run this file. So we could have put this directly there, but I prefer to use variable. So we're going to run file path. This one. Oh, I removed file path. Can we get back file path? It was something like that, right? File path. And then it is argument list. So argument list, it's going to run this file with which argument? Well, we want this quiet, we want the log file, we said no restart. I think if you leave out no restart, it's not going to restart anyway. But if it, for some reason, want to restart, you definitely don't want it to restart, because this run hidden, so the user is just going to say, what? When it restart. Okay, so we can do a wait also, which means it doesn't continue until this one have finished. So we are not done, but this is a good start because this should install Dell Command update. So we save this script, and we haven't saved it yet. Let's go under GBN, Intune packages, and here I have my Dell Command update. I'll put mine under source. So anything.ps1 works. I'll like to call it install dash Dell Command update 5.3 x64. Nice name. So this one, we're going to come back to this script, but I just want to install Dell Command update. So if I type Dell Command, it doesn't find anything, just to prove it's not already installed. Let's run our script. We could run it from here, but let's... oh, actually, we can't run it from here, because if we run it from here, our script root will not know exactly. It's better we run it direct from here. So we go to the folder where you have put mine, yours. I put mine here. Intune packages, thank you. And then / Dell command update / source. So if I do dir, here is my file. Something to know, if it's a new system, you might not allow to execute the files. So if you run get-execution policy, if it's unrestricted, then you have permission. If it says restricted, you can't run the script. Then you have to do set, I'm gonna execution policy. You can do unrestricted. Now mine is already that. Yeah, let's say yes. And then you can run the script. Okay, so we do dot / and install. Let's see if our script works. If it doesn't work, I would suspect that the script root isn't perfect, but should work. Let's run it and see if it's silently installed and create our install log. Okay, we got the prompt back. So I already saw that it have installed Dell Command update. So our script works perfect, but to install that, it's already good, but we probably want to configure it also. And now I started it as a non-admin, even though I am local admin, so I will not be able to do changes. So here it's see my Dell machine. I have run before, yes, I uninstalled it, so it does remember. If I go here and see update settings, these are the default ones. And I can't even change them. If they're grayed out, you can just close this Dell Command update, start it again, and this time as administrator. And we're going to do some changes. If you're happy with the default one, you are good now. So now we're just going to modify some settings. We get this pop-up also. This one we could get rid of. We could add that to the script. So I'll say okay to this one. If we go in here, now you see we can change everything. So let's start from the beginning. I keep this one as default, and actually everything here I put as default. Default server location. I don't have any proxy. If you have any proxy, definitely you want to set the items here. If not, it don't have permission to go out. Interesting. User content. I agree to allow to collect nah, we don't check that, right? So update settings. How often should they automatically check? Well, I would say why not weekly? And when? Why not say, here depends on your organization, right? Let's click on this. Oh, come on. And I don't know why. 11 a.m. Seems good to me. Let's do 9 a.m. I'm too lazy to scroll down. Let's do it on a Tuesday. So every Tuesday at 9 a.m. this one runs and look for BIOS updates. Well, depends. We are in control of what it actually look for. So notify when updates are available. Well, I think we can. This is your choice. I don't mind that it install it already. Then if you check reboot after updates are installed, bit risky. Maybe better to let the user do those. Here we can have a system restart deferral or installation deferral. I think it can just install, it doesn't have to have any deferral. Well, let's put the reboot after updates. This could result in devices restarting. So I'll just put something here. You will have to put what's good for you. Deferral interval. Well, it can be let's do every 5 hours. And deferral count, we can be nice. 8 times people can defer. So every 5 hours, it's going to pop up. And they can defer 8 times. So if you wanted one per day, well, we know it's going to install around 9, as I showed there. Maximum retry attempts. The maximum is 3. Why not? We can let it try that. Only install updates older than, if you don't want to install 2 new ones. I'm fine with installing new. Then we have the update filter. I would recommend to only do it for the system configuration, so it doesn't try to find drivers that also works for other models. Pick for yours. Importance, you could change here to, if you don't want optional updates, you can remove that. I would strongly have security updates and critical, and probably recommended as well. But you can be even more granular here. Update type. If you don't want to update BIOS, you uncheck that. Sometimes you don't want to update the Dell Command maybe in those. I think that's good. It's all good. Firmware updates, good. Utility. All others, a bit unclear what that is. I guess everything who's not in the other. Device category is going to be, audio and all that. Same with all others. So if you have audio issues each time it updates, well, you remove this one, for example. Okay, so now we have our settings. If you have BIOS password, you need to specify that also. And then you can put the password here. Suspend BitLocker, I think it's, yes, very important. If you're running BitLocker and do BIOS update, if you don't have this checked, it's checked by default, then they're going to have to put in the recover key each time. Third-party license, nothing. Advanced driver restore, nothing either. So now we're just going to export our settings. Before it was an XML file, I think in 5.3. Would you like to save them? Oh, yes, I should maybe have clicked OK, but now it does it for me. So now we're going to get, it is an XML file still. Let's put that in our package because we're going to use it to import. So we go C / mine was GBN. I'll start there and then browse the rest. So Intune packages. Not this one. Dell Command update. Source. And let's call this one, instead of my settings, GBN settings. So here we have all our settings. Click OK. And that's good. Okay, so we have our settings. We can, for fun, just change back our settings to default, then run a command, restore default. So all the settings I put, they're going to be gone now. And so what did we put? We had update filter. We had set weekly and everything. All that's gone now. But we have it in our XML file. And how do you import that? Well, since we have it installed, let me go there. I wonder if I should open, I'll do it from the terminal. So if we go to, I go back to the root. If we go program files, then it's under Dell, command update. I think it's under here. There should be DCU or something. Yeah, this one. This file, it's the command line of Dell Command Update. We're going to use that to import our settings. So if we do a question mark here, we should get what we need. Yes. Yeah, I think it's import setting something or configure import setting. Wow. A lot of settings. Wow. Crazy much. Oh, it's configure. And configure allow you to export setting, import settings, and then just the path to the file. Where is import setting? For some reason I don't see it, but it should be here somewhere. Oh, there, the first one, blind. So we take dash configure and then import setting. I could have stayed here. Just need to go down. So DCU CLI configure, then it was import settings. Was it with an S? Let's try that if it doesn't work. What should we import? What kind of settings? Well, we have our XML file that we exported, right? So where is that located now? Intune packages. Yes. Dell Command update /source. And then we called it, I called it GBN. Okay, so here are the settings. So if we run this, it should import the settings, unless it's not an S. Invalid syntax. Ah, found it. There should be an equal here. Now it should hopefully work. Yeah, taking its time. Exit return code 0. Okay, so the problem was the equal sign. So let's do Dell Command update. Oh, I can run it as admin. Now our settings should be back there. So let's go here. You remember here we had the weekly. Yep, it's back. So we have our settings and we have the command. So maybe we steal this command. Well, it will need the full path. So I copy all this to our script. So after it have installed here, we know it's installed. Then I put some comments here. Configure Dell Command update with our weekly Tuesday check at 9 a.m. with restarts. So I'm just pasting this like that. It's not exactly what we're going to ask it to do. Well, similar. We're going to do another one, start process, where the install file is going to be the file we execute. So we can do that here now in the script. We can do variable, GBN, we can call it DCU CLI. Doesn't like to, well, it should like, but we do it this way. So where is this file? Well, it's under C program files. We could do a variable for C program files, but it's always C program files. Well, unless you don't have English OS, then you should do a variable. Because, for example, in Swedish and Norwegian and a lot of other languages, it's not program files. Then you shouldn't hard code it. So yeah, a bit English related focused my scripts are, because I only worked on English OS. But yeah, that's true. Should probably think about that. Because that's an environment variable that we can call instead. Then we have another variable, which is going to be GBN. We can call it DCU CLA arguments. Let's see if I can do lowercase r here. What are the arguments? Well, it's going to be all this stuff here. Just be careful if you choose another location than mine. Then if there is any spaces here, then this won't work. Then you need to sort of double up on the quotation here. But I'm actually gonna have it in a location, and we can't really keep it here, right? You see CGBN, that only works on my machine because I happen to have this file. So we need to do something more here. We need to copy this file first. So the file is in the source. It's this one here. So we can do a file copy before. So we can do a comment here, copy our XML settings, and we have to copy it to a place where we know exist. And once it had been installed, we know that the OS, there's going to be a folder called program data Dell normally. Yes. So we could use that as the place to copy the file. So we can say copy to, wrong one, again, program data Dell. So how do we do that? Well, we can do a copy item path. Where is the file? Well, we know it's going to be on the script root, because where the script runs, now I'm not in the good place anymore. Can I go back like a browser? Yes. So when this script runs, we know that GBN setting and the MSI is going to be in the same path. So the script root says, hey, tell me where this script runs from. It's going to be this path here, but on the deployment tool, it's going to be anywhere. And use that to find this one. So as long as it's in the same folder as the script, they're going to find each other. So we copy this file. So that's going to be copy this file where? Well, please copy it to C program data Dell. So copy it here. Can we do force? We can, if it already exists the file. So now we know that this file is going to be copied into this folder. Then when we import, we already know that the file is going to be in this folder. So if we copy this one here, paste it here, and do a backslash. Okay, I think we double up on the quotation marks. So it's going to be like this. It doesn't look like it's any happier. We keep this. We know this is going to work because there is no space. So for some reason, this one complained. But all is good. Why we have so much below here? So now we have created what should run this one with what arguments. Well, configure, import settings and all that. Actually, there is missing one. I understand why it doesn't like it. It's my fault. Because we could do it like this instead. That's better. We don't need any quotations since there are no space. Just to verify that. It's very messy here. Let's remove these and see if the import still works. It shouldn't require any quotation. Up. We remove this one, see if we get an error or if it accepts this. Yeah, successfully. Okay, we are good. Let's not make it harder than it is. Again, if you have space, if you copy to program space data, then you need to add a quotation here. Okay, so now we have to run this, and it's going to be similar to line 18 here. So we do start process file path. Oh, my machine is going a bit slow. Then what's the file path? Well, it's the GBN CLU CLI. GBN DCU, this one, and argument list. We put line 25, this one here. I'm going to copy it. So I said there was a pop-up that you can remove with a registry key. I put that in the video description script. I don't go through that. That's just a flag in the registry because I see the video is going to be very long as it is already. So we can do a wait here so the script doesn't end before this one have finished. Wait. So now we have a script. Let's save this one. Perfect. So we have a script to install Dell Command Update. We have one who put the settings that we wanted. Looks like 900 AM. Let me put the colon here. It import our XML file that we copied on line 18. No, that we copy on line 21. Okay, save this one again. So we are good. Normally, we should do an uninstall script as well. Probably, I'll put that in the script description also, because the video is going to be so long. If someone really want me to go through all the steps for the uninstallation, put a comment and I do an extra video follow up on this one. Okay, so I'll close this one. I don't think we need this one either. ChatGTP have done its job. I'm going to clean the script because it's formatted with boom, UTF boom. That's something I do in a lot of my videos. It's due to PowerShell ISE formatting. So I'm just going to open this one in Notepad++ and change the encoding. Yeah, my machine starts to be slow. Don't know why. So here's UTF-8 boom. It's better with UTF-8. So I'm just changing that and we're good to go. The last part here now, it's just going to be to package for Intune. Okay, so back to package. So you who know, seen my videos, I always do an output for the Intune Win file. We will need something to create the Intune Win file. Well, we have it from previous packages, so usually I just go and take there. But for anyone who following along for the first time or like, let's download, and it's always good to get the latest Intune. What's it called? In util 32 Win32. Win32. Let's see. I always come to the old one and then have to click for the new one. Oh. Okay, so the file is 5 months. Let's click on it. Then let's download this file. Perfect. Open file. Let's cut this one. 54 kilobyte. Okay. And we want it to our GBN, our Intune packages, Dell Command. We don't want it in output or source. We want it outside. Let's paste it here. Now we could double click and run this one, but then the result, everything is gonna disappear. So I prefer to run it from a terminal or a CMD. I had some technical issues, so my video disappeared and everything went so slow, but we have downloaded Intune Win app util now. So we're gonna create the Intune Win file. So I have opened a terminal and I put myself in our source. And now we're going to run this Intune Win app util. Not that one. Do // Oh, because I'm in the source. Let me go up one. I should be here. Now I'm in this. So if I put Intune, it should run the tool. Hit. It's going to ask for 4 questions. The first one's going to be the source folder, so let's get it in there. Wait, take that one. Paste that. Then you want to have a specific the setup file. You can take any of these files. I'm going to take the MSI. It all works. It just needs to be MSI is going to give us some extra information within the Intune Win file that we're going to see in the Intune console after. So we paste that here. Next, it wants the output folder. I'm going to be lazy and take one we already pasted. So I do my Windows V, my favorite one. And we take this one who is nearly the same, but instead of source, I'm just going to change it to output. Output. And the last question, always no. We don't need a catalog folder. That's only for Windows S, which is obsolete now. So this is the reason why I used it in the terminal. It's to see all this text when finished. If you just double click on the file, you can do that, but then it disappears. So now we have the Intune Win file. So if we go and look here in the output folder, that's the source folder. We have our Intune Win file, and we need that for Intune. So we need also an icon. We don't really need, but it's nice to have. So we can go and search for one. Google.com. Let's see. Dell Command update icon. Why not? Oh, I like this one. Oh, this one is nice too. Let's take this one. So save image. It's not so important which image. You can take whatever you want. So we are Dell. Oh, we are already at the good one. So I'm going to call this one icon dash Dell Command update. Excellent. So now we can do the rest in the Intune portal. So intune.microsoft.com, and let's go apps. Got it. There's some new stuff have happened here. So let's go Windows. So here are all our Windows apps we have packaged in other videos. Let's click add, and the type, it's Windows app, Win32 app. Okay, hit select here, select our package file, we browse it. I go pretty quick. I have a lot of videos about this. Dell Command, and the videos start to be really long now. So here we got that one, version 5.3, perfect. The name, I like it. So publisher, Dell, version, fine. Category, I would say computer management because it's the drivers and stuff. We're not going to put this in company portal. I'm going to push it to all my Dell machines. So notes, I could put here myself and just the date. That's nice for other admins to see. 4th July 2024. So here's the image we just downloaded. So it's only visible in company portal, so it's not that big of a requirement, but I think it's nice to have for all packages. Then we go next. So we already got this for free, but we don't want to use it. We can actually use the uninstallation as it is there, but we actually want to run PowerShell. Oh, I see we already have from a previous video, PowerShell.exe, and I'll do execution policy. I'm lazy. Let me keep what that is. We're just going to change. So we run PowerShell execution policy bypass, and then file. What file should we run? Well, we're going to run the file that we have in our source. So it's going to be this one. I do a F2, Control A, Control C, a fake rename just to get this name. We put that as a file here. Installation time, 60 minutes. If it takes 60 minutes, that's a problem. I'll put 45, that's already generous. Available to uninstall, not really, that's in company portal. Here you see it's grayed out. If you have the option, it's grayed out because it read the MSI file when we created the Intune Win file. If we selected another file, it wouldn't know, then we have to select, but we definitely want to install it for user. No specific action for restart, which means it's not going to restart. No return code. Requirement, well, it's a 64-bit that we took, the MSI, so it must be 64-bit. Oldest I mean, you could technically, why not run this? Since I have only Windows 11 23H2, that's where I'm gonna limit. Disk space, it needs at least 30 megabyte, we can put that. And I mean, you could put the requirement that it must be a Dell machine and such. I'm not going to do that. Detection rule, I would say I really prefer to have look at file. We could do MSI and we get it for free because we choose the MSI. The problem is if this one auto update, then this one is not going to be true. So what I prefer is instead to do file and then the path to it. So we must find, I'll open a new tab here. Let's go C program files /del / is it command update? Yeah, I prefer to look the version of this file. So we take this, copy. So we say, look in this folder, and I happen to know the file, dcu cli.exe, easy to do typo. Then look for this file, look the version of this file, look that it is greater or equal to. So if it automatically updates, then this package still is good. Because, well, it's good for detection, so it doesn't need to run. So we just need to get the version number correct here. So if we take properties here and take details, it's 5.3.0.34. Okay. If it is 5.3.0.34 or greater, then this can consider as installed. It's not a 32-bit app, so we can keep that no. Let's go next. No dependency, no supersedence. Assignment, well, I'm gonna actually put it available. Required means that all get it, but since I want to show it when it installs, so I'm gonna add it to all devices in. Oh, now I did add it in required. That's not what I said, right? Delete. I wanted it for available. Let's add it for all users. We can show toast notification for testing. Okay, so now we are creating this one. And I have already installed it on my own machine, so I'm gonna go into a virtual machine and let's deploy and see that all goes well. Okay, so I noticed I had done a mistake, a big mistake. So here in the line to install, we have a bypass. I had written bypass. I don't know why. So it failed. To make this video not so long, I didn't show that part, but I can quickly show the log file. So if we go under, yeah, that would be nice to see the path right here. Program data Microsoft Intune management extension log. There we have the Intune management extension log. And in here, I could spot an error. Not that helpful. I could just see that it had never ran. So I don't think that's, let's see, that was actually yesterday. Yeah, it was around this time where it failed. Let's see. That's actually not the package where it failed. Should I prepare that? Let's see. It should just be a one-liner that it was read and failed. Yeah, that's around a good time. Yeah, there it is. So we could see that it was downloading it to Windows IME cache and creating this temporary folder for the app ID. Then it tried to run, but then it couldn't do anything because of my typo by BAS. So it still tried to do the detection method. And it's tried to look for our file. That should be written here somewhere. Yep. So it tried to look for this DCU CLI, but, well, it didn't find it. So it says, okay, fail. So now I'm on this machine. It's a virtual machine. So when we run it, it doesn't have Dell Command update. and you shouldn't install Dell Command Update on a virtual machine because it doesn't have drivers. But let's start company portal. And here we have our recently published app, Dell Command Update. So let's see, now it should work. So I'm actually the 5th July, it started the 7th, taking a long time. Took a little break there. Okay, so now it's downloading the files. Well, the Intune Win file, it extract it. It have 3 different stages. It extract, then it run the command that we had. Where is the command? Well, it's this PowerShell execution bypass, not bypass. And that's it. For example, we should have had a log file. And if you don't have the log file or anything, then you know it probably didn't even run. Now it's taking a bit longer time than when it failed, so hopefully it worked this time. If not, we'll check what the other issue could be. That's fine, that takes some time. So we have another log file. So if we go, you remember in our script, we put one under program data GBN logs. Yep, here we have one, 106 kilobyte. So right now, successfully, this one shows red, always make me scared, CM trace, but it's only because this one is fairly stupid. It just look, if it finds an error in the text, it mark it red. So if it says absolutely no error, it's going to put it red. And here it says status 0. Status 0 we like. So it actually worked. So it created some temp files. That's the MSI product code and ran. So it has installed. Hopefully it have added our settings also. So let's see here. If we look Dell Command Update, yes, it's there. It's however not gonna, this application is time supported, so we can't run it on this one. No, this is totally normal. At least it's installed correctly. So I can start it on an actual Dell machine. So a bit confusing. Now I'm not on the virtual machine anymore. Now I am on the Dell machine. Here you can run and check for updates. So we had changed our settings so it automatically changed, but you can also check manually. And then, well, mine, it's going to scan and then say I'm up to date. So I'm not losing time on that, so I'll cancel that. But then if there are any updates, you can select which one and run it. So in my update history here, yep, I have updated BIOS, very often BIOS apparently, graphic drivers, again BIOS and stuff. So yeah, this one works really good. So let's do a recap. If we go back to the console, normally it takes a bit of time before we see success. I don't think this one know that it's a success yet. So it's probably going to say that it's not installed yet. That's totally normal, not installed. It is installed. It's going to let it know that. So we created a Dell Command Update packager. We used the MSI file. I showed 2 different ways to download the file. We package it in a PowerShell script. We package it. We send it up. We successfully deployed. So if you're not using Intune again, you can still use the same files and script. That totally works. So if you have a lot of Dell machines, you should definitely look into use Dell Command Update. It's not the only way. You can use the built-in Intune for drivers also, but this one is really good. So very long video. Thank you very much for following along. Have a great day.